Your potential isn't locked in someone else's success. It's buried in your own consistency, your courage, your daily choices. The world rewards action, not admiration. It rewards those who show up, not those who watch. So stop being a spectator in your own story. Step into the arena. Fight for your focus. Fight for your peace. Fight for the version of you that refuses to be average. Here's what no one tells you. Growth doesn't feel good at first. It feels lonely. It feels uncertain. It feels like walking into fog with no map. But that discomfort, that's not a sign you're on the wrong path. It's proof you're finally moving. Every breakthrough in history began in silence. Every champion was once unknown. Every master was once a beginner who refused to quit. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be seen. You just need to be relentless. Because consistency compounds. Small efforts repeated become unstoppable forces. One day you'll look back and realize that the quiet moments, the ones no one saw, were the ones that changed everything. And when doubt creeps in, and it will, don't run from it. Face it. Ask it, what are you really afraid of? Is it failure, rejection, being seen? The truth is, fear doesn't protect you. It imprisons you. It keeps you small, safe, and unsatisfied. But courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision that your purpose matters more. So let fear speak, then walk anyway. Every time you do, you rewire your brain. You prove to yourself that you are stronger than hesitation. You are built for more. Stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is power. Show up even when you don't feel like it. Do the work even when no one's watching. That's where character is forged. That's where greatness is born. You don't need inspiration to begin. You just need the courage to start. And once you do, momentum will carry you. Action breeds clarity. Clarity fuels confidence. Confidence creates results. It's not magic, it's method. And it's available to you right now. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are exactly where you need to be to begin again. Every mistake, every setback, every moment of doubt, it was never proof of failure. It was preparation. Life wasn't holding you back, it was shaping you, testing you, strengthening your resolve. And now you're ready. Not because everything is perfect, but because you've had enough. Enough of the noise, enough of the comparison, enough of living someone else's dream. So make the decision today that your life belongs to you. Not to opinions, not to trends, not to fear. You get to define success. You get to set the pace. You get to choose what matters. And when you do, something shifts. Energy returns. Passion reignites. Purpose becomes clear. You stop chasing and start building. You stop reacting and start creating. You stop surviving and start thriving. This is your wake-up call. Not from someone else, from you. From the part of you that still believes, still hopes, still dreams, that quiet voice inside you. It's not asking for permission. It's demanding action. So listen, then move. Not perfectly, not loudly, but surely, step by step, day by day, choice by choice. The world needs your voice, your vision, your courage, not a watered-down version, not a copy you. Fully awake, fully committed, fully unstoppable. So close the screen, shut out the noise, look in the mirror and see not who you were, but who you're becoming. Then go, build, rise. This is your time, no exceptions, no delays, no more waiting. Begin. You felt it before, that quiet ache in your chest when you realize you've been living on autopilot. Waking up, going through the motions, chasing goals that don't even belong to you. You followed the path laid out by others, hoping it would lead to fulfillment. But instead, you're left asking, is this all there is? That question isn't a sign of weakness. It's a signal, a deep internal alarm telling you that something inside you is ready to awaken. And it's not broken. It's buried under years of compromise, fear, and misplaced focus. But it's still there, that fire, that purpose, that unshakable truth that you were meant for more. And now, right now, is the time to dig it out. You don't need a dramatic event to change your life. You don't need permission. You don't need luck. You just need one decision. One clear, unshakable choice. I am choosing myself. Not tomorrow, not when things calm down. Now, because the moment you decide to prioritize your growth, your peace, your mission, everything begins to shift. Your thoughts align. Your actions gain direction. Your energy sharpens. And slowly, the fog lifts. You start to see clearly, not because the world changed, but because you did. Here's what most people get wrong. They wait to feel ready before they act. But readiness isn't a feeling. It's a decision. It's showing up with fear in your throat and doing it anyway. It's writing the first sentence even when you don't know the ending. It's training when you're tired. It's speaking up when your voice shakes. Courage isn't the absence of doubt. It's the refusal to let doubt decide your future. And every time you act in spite of fear, you rewire your mind. You teach yourself, I am capable, I am strong, I am enough. Stop measuring your progress by external rewards. Real growth happens in the unseen moments. When you choose the gym over the couch, when you say no to distraction, when you protect your time like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. Every choice you make either builds your future or steals from it. There's no middle ground. You're either moving toward your potential or drifting away from it. And the truth is, you don't need more time. You need more focus, more clarity, more honesty with yourself. Ask yourself, what would I do if I stopped caring what others think? What dream have I buried because it seemed too bold, too different, too risky? Now ask, what if that dream is the very reason you're here? What if your uniqueness isn't a flaw, but your greatest gift? The world doesn't need more conformity. It needs more courage, more authenticity, more people who dare to stand up and say, this is who I am. This is what I believe. This is what I'm building. You don't have to be loud to be powerful. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy. You just have to be consistent. Show up every day, do the work, trust the process. Progress isn't always visible, but it's always happening. Like roots growing beneath the soil, unseen but unstoppable. One day the world will see what you've been building. But more importantly, you will see it. And you'll realize that every sacrifice, every late night, every moment of doubt was worth it. This is your life. Not a rehearsal, not a draft. This is it. And you get to decide what it stands for. Will it be defined by fear, by hesitation, by the opinions of people who don't even know your name? Or will it be defined by courage, by action, by the quiet, relentless pursuit of your truth? Or choose yourself, not once, not occasionally, every single day. Choose your goals, choose your peace, choose your growth. And when the noise of the world tries to pull you back into comparison, into doubt, into distraction, pause, breathe, and remember why you started, then keep going. Because the person you're becoming is worth every sacrifice, every effort, every act of courage. Now rise, not for applause, not for approval, but because you finally understand your life belongs to you and no one else. You've carried their voices for too long. The ones who said you weren't ready. The ones who doubted your dream. The ones who measured success by money, status, or visibility, never by purpose, courage, or growth. And somewhere along the way, you let their definitions become yours. But here's the truth that changes everything. You were never meant to live inside someone else's box. You were built to break it, to rise beyond labels, beyond limits, beyond the small stories they told about what's possible. And the moment you realize that, something inside you shifts permanently. This isn't about becoming better than others. It's about becoming better than the version of you that still listens to fear, that still hesitates, that still waits. Because the real battle has never been out there. It's within. It's the quiet war between who you are and who you know you can be. And every time you choose action over comfort, truth over approval, growth over ease, you win. Not with fireworks, not with fanfare, but with the quiet certainty that you're no longer running from your potential. You're chasing it relentlessly. You don't need a perfect plan to begin. You need a clear why. Why do you want this? Why now? What future version of you is depending on the choices you make today? When your purpose is strong enough, obstacles don't stop you, they refine you. Challenges don't defeat you, they reveal you. Every setback becomes a setup for a stronger comeback. Because when you're driven by something deeper than ego, deeper than validation, nothing can truly knock you off course. You bend, you adapt, but you keep moving. And let's be honest, there will be days you want to quit. Days when progress feels invisible. Days when silence makes you question your worth. That's when discipline becomes your lifeline. Not motivation, not inspiration, discipline. The ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. That's the trait that separates those who dream from those who do. The ones who rise aren't always the most talented. They're the ones who refuse to disappear, who show up when no one's watching, who keep writing, building, training, creating, long after the initial excitement fades. Your focus is your force. Guard it like your future depends on it, because it does. Every distraction, every comparison, every minute spent scrolling through someone else's highlight reel is a theft from your own mission. You cannot outperform your environment if you keep feeding your mind with noise. So create space, silence the static, turn inward. That's where your answers live, in the stillness, in the solitude, in the moments when you're finally alone with your truth. That's when clarity strikes. That's when direction emerges. That's when you hear the quiet voice that's been trying to guide you all along. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not less than. You are exactly where you need to be to begin the next chapter, with awareness, with intention, with fire in your gut. And this time, you're not doing it for them, not for likes, not for praise, not to prove anything. You're doing it for the version of you that refused to give up, the one who kept believing even when the world was silent. That version of you deserves more than survival. They deserve a life that burns with meaning, with purpose, with unapologetic passion. So make the promise right now, in this moment, that you will no longer abandon yourself, that you will stop outsourcing your worth, that you will focus on your path, your pace, your progress. No apologies, no excuses, no looking back to see if they're watching. Because your legacy isn't built in the eyes of others. It's built in the daily choices you make when no one's around, in the courage to keep going, in the refusal to settle, in the relentless belief that you are capable of more. This is your time. Not someday, not when everything lines up. Now, stand up. Step forward. Own your journey. Because the world doesn't need another follower. It needs your light, your truth, your unwavering focus. And you, only you, can bring it. You've spent years trying to fit in, to be seen, to be accepted. You've bent your values, silenced your voice, and reshaped your dreams, all in the name of belonging. But here's the truth that cuts deep. You were never meant to shrink so others could feel comfortable. Your power doesn't come from blending in. It comes from standing firm in who you are, even when it makes people uneasy. Because authenticity isn't always liked. It's often misunderstood. But it's always respected deep down, even by those who won't admit it. And that's where your real influence begins. Not in applause, not in approval, in the quiet strength of being unapologetically you. Every time you dim your light to avoid standing out, you betray a part of your soul. You tell yourself it's peace, but it's not. It's surrender. And peace isn't the absence of conflict, it's the presence of purpose. Real peace comes when your actions align with your truth. When you stop chasing harmony at the cost of honesty. When you say no without guilt. When you walk away without explanation. When you build what matters, regardless of who watches or judges. That's when you become untouchable. Not because you're perfect, but because you're free. Let's talk about fear. The kind that whispers, you're not ready, not smart enough, not experienced enough. It sounds logical, but it's a liar. Fear doesn't protect you. It paralyzes you. It keeps you trapped in cycles of overthinking, waiting, and second-guessing. Meanwhile, life moves forward. Opportunities pass. Time vanishes. And one day you wake up wondering where it all went. Don't let that be your story. The only way to silence fear is action. Not perfect action. Not massive action. Just action. One step, one decision, one moment of courage. That's how momentum begins. That's how you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you've allowed. You don't need to know the entire path. You just need to take the next step. Clarity comes from movement, not waiting. The brain doesn't reward hesitation. It rewards doing. Every time you act, your mind recalibrates. Confidence grows. Vision sharpens. Obstacles become challenges you know you can handle because you've handled hard things before. You've survived pain. You've overcome doubt. You've kept going when everything in you wanted to quit. That's not luck, that's strength. And that strength is still in you, ready to be called upon. Stop giving your power away. Every time you check someone else's life, compare your journey, or measure your worth by their standards, you hand over your power like it means nothing, but it means everything. Your focus is your most valuable resource, and every second spent outside your mission is a theft from your future. So close the door on distraction, mute the noise, turn your gaze inward, ask yourself, what do I truly want? What kind of life makes my soul come alive? Then build toward that, relentlessly, patiently, daily. This isn't about becoming famous, it's about becoming fulfilled, about looking in the mirror at the end of the day and knowing you stayed true, that you didn't sell out, that you didn't give up, that you honored your gift, your time, your energy. That kind of integrity can't be bought. It can only be earned through choice after choice after choice. And when you live that way, something shifts. You stop needing validation. You start radiating authority, not because you claim it, but because you've proven it to yourself. The world will try to pull you back. People will question your path. They'll say you're moving too fast or too slow, that you're unrealistic, that you should be more practical. But practical doesn't change the world. Courage does. Vision does. Faith does. And you don't need everyone's permission to begin. You just need your own. So make the decision now that you are no longer waiting, no longer hesitating, no longer letting fear, doubt, or comparison steal another moment. This is your life, your time, your legacy. And it starts with a single unshakable truth. You are enough. You are ready. And you are not alone in this fight. Millions are waking up, choosing themselves, reclaiming their focus, building in silence, rising without noise. You are one of them. Now, act like it. You've been conditioned to believe that success is loud, that it needs an audience, that it must be seen, shared, celebrated. But the truth is, the most powerful transformations happen in silence. Far from the spotlight, far from applause. No fanfare, no countdown, just you making the choice again and again to show up for yourself. That's where real change begins, not in grand declarations, not in viral moments, but in the quiet, daily rebellion against mediocrity, against distraction, against the voice that says, maybe tomorrow. There is no tomorrow, there is only now. And now is your only chance to build something that matters. Every time you choose discipline over desire, growth over comfort, truth over approval, you are not just making a decision, you are shaping your identity. You are telling yourself, I am someone who follows through. I am someone who keeps promises. I am someone who does not quit. And that belief, repeated over time, becomes unshakable. It becomes who you are, not because you said it, because you lived it. Action is the only language your subconscious truly understands, so speak it clearly every day. You don't need to be the smartest, the most talented, the most connected. You just need to be the most consistent, the one who keeps going when others fade, the one who shows up when motivation disappears, the one who treats every setback as feedback, not failure, because failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. Every master was once a mess. Every champion was once confused. The difference, they didn't stop. They kept moving, they adjusted, they learned, they trusted the process even when results were invisible. And so can you. Stop letting your environment dictate your energy. If you're surrounded by negativity, distraction, or apathy, you will absorb it, unless you consciously resist. Your mind is like a garden. What you plant grows. What you ignore dies. So plant focus, plant courage, plant belief, water them daily with action, Protect them from weeds of doubt and comparison. And don't be surprised when one day you look around and realize you've become someone stronger, sharper, more alive than you ever thought possible. This journey isn't about escaping pain. It's about embracing purpose. Because growth requires discomfort. It requires you to sit with uncertainty, to move forward without guarantees, to trust that the work you're doing in the dark will one day make sense in the light. And when that moment comes, when the pieces finally connect, when your efforts compound, when your impact becomes visible, no one will know the cost. No one will see the nights you fought doubt, the tears you wiped away, the dreams you protected when no one else believed. But you will. And that knowledge, the quiet pride of having stayed the course, will be worth more than any reward. You are not here to live a safe life. You are here to live a meaningful one. And meaning doesn't come from ease. It comes from effort, from struggle, from choosing what's right over what's easy, from standing for something even when it costs you. That's how legacies are built. Not through perfection, through persistence, not through popularity, through principle. So protect your mission like your life depends on it, because in a way it does. Your peace, your joy, your sense of purpose, all of it depends on your willingness to stay focused, to stay true, to stay relentless. No one else can do this for you. No coach, no app, no shortcut. This is yours. A sacred responsibility to show up, to grow, to become. And when the world tries to pull you off course with noise, with doubt, with false urgencies, remember why you started. Close your eyes. Feel that fire in your chest, that quiet, unbreakable knowing that you were made for more. Then open your eyes, step forward, keep going, because the person you're becoming is already inside you, waiting, believing, demanding action. Answer the call, not for fame, not for fortune, but for freedom. The freedom of knowing you gave it everything.